Hello, it says I'm live. I'm not quite sure where it sent me live to. Hopefully it has sent me live to Facebook. I am early. If you are here from Facebook and can hear me, let me know. And if I'm live somewhere else, I wouldn't know where that would be. So I am just playing with this new system and fingers crossed that this is working tonight. I didn't think it would work, but perhaps it is. So I'm Laura of Laura's Stamping Legacy Studio, and I do lives at least once a month. And I usually share a challenge card. Today was a busy Monday for me, and I'm sure everyone else had a lot going on. I think we'll just do a little table work here until we see somebody come in, because I'm not at all sure where or if this is being broadcast. But as soon as we confirm that, we will continue on. We'll be working on some lovely cards tonight. I can't wait to share with you all. It's called the Faux Ribbon technique for card making, and I'm doing it for our next card challenge that we're running. So I'm just going to do a little bit of things here while we're waiting. I'm not sure where the stream went. It should have given me a chance to choose. So it's always a learning curve. But if anyone can see this, let me know. It does not show that anyone's watching. But I'll just carry on as if this is working. And if it isn't, I will turn it off. But we are early for the 8 o'clock start time. I did that on purpose because I had heard some rumors that things were not going as they should between the two streaming platforms I wanted to use. I like this so much, despite the problems last time, that I was willing to try it again. So like I said, I'm Laura Mester of Laura's Stamping Legacy Studio. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm a silver demonstrator in the Cincinnati area. So that's where I am and that's what I do. I want to welcome you in, and we'll be running a little demonstration tonight of this card that I'm demoing for the card challenge. We run card challenges about once a month, and I'll demonstrate a card, and if you create the card and share a photo in our group that's accompanying it, then you'll have a chance to win a prize. I'll pull a prize from everyone that creates the card. I do see that someone's watching. If you could make a comment, give me a thumbs up or a like. I'm not quite sure if StreamYard is playing nicely tonight or not. So I'm kind of holding back until I find out if it's working. I'm sorry to use you all as test pilots, but there really is no other way. So if there is no volume either, that would be a problem. So like I said, if you can see this, let me know. And then I will carry on. I do want to put out a huge thank you to people, customers of mine. Oh, good. I've got some people watching. Go ahead and comment if you can hear me, please, if it's working. That's what I'm most curious to know. I've kind of gone through the intro and the topic, but I knew I started early, so that may have thrown a few people off. And if this isn't working, I'm going to switch to a different method. So if you put a comment in, hopefully it takes a little while to see. But we will be demoing the faux ribbon technique tonight for the next challenge card. So hopefully things are working. Just let me know. I want to give a huge thank out to people that have been ordering in the host code. We do have a March host code running right now. It's up on my website. I also have it here. Oh, hi, Cindy. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear what I'm saying. I don't know if the audio is working. That was my one question I had. Oh, great. Thank you, Cindy. I'm not just talking to myself. And this showed up. Hi, Tanya. I did start early and I wasn't sure that this would work. So I sort of tattered on. Hooray! Good. Everyone can hear. So now I will keep going in more earnest. But yes, thank you to everyone. If you had placed an order in March, the host code will close on the 27th. And the host code for March was 622CS2TC. You'll find this on my webpage and on my Facebook and my group. If you'd like to place a small order, we do have the mystery host code going. Its rewards are up over 100, which is really nice. So you earn a chance for spending $25 before tax and shipping. More chances, the more you win. This is unauthorized by Stamping Up. It's just what I do when I have a host code to help people order and earn the rewards. Just like you would do a workshop in someone's home and the rewards would be given to the host. So, but that is going until the 27th. So if you don't want to miss out and haven't ordered yet, please do. I think the only other thing I did want to mention, because we're going to get right to the demo, because I always get excited when this is working. The next paper pumpkin is coming out, and it is called Delicate Wings. So get on board by April 10th for that. They show the next 3 months in a row on paper pumpkin now, but that one with the lovely butterfly right there, that is the one that's coming up, will be shipped on April 10th. And there are several ways to get into paper pumpkin for that. And there's the next 2 after that. The second one is kind of a Father's Day gratitude and thankful card kit. And then the one after that highlights the new in colors that are coming. And on the bottom, you'll see that there is a special set of dies and elements that coordinate with all 3 that you can buy as a separate add-on. So that's what's going on with Paper Pumpkin. I know quite a few people are interested in the kits now. So you can go ahead and check that out and get in line for that, or ask me and I'll help you do that. And like I said, we're all interested in the kits. April 13th, I think I have a banner for this. This is why I love it, because it has a lot of little things you can play with. There was the host code, for instance. So if you needed the host code, that's what the host code was. And then our next gathering of people that love to do kits is our Kit-tacular, I'm calling it. Kit-tacular gathering. And that's on April 13th. A friend of mine, a newfound friend who is also getting into crafting and kit making, coined that phrase to me today as I was sitting at the Reds ballpark. I was there for some pre-festivities before opening day. So I'm definitely in the mood. That's why I've got my rosies on. I don't know what you all were up to today. Feel free to share. It's always nice to chit chat back and forth. But it was a pretty nice day at the ballpark, surprisingly, today. The weather was nice and it was cooperating. But my friend at the ballpark, she was telling me that she wanted to come. And what did you call it? She said. And she said a Kit-tacular. So on April 13th, we will have a Kit-tacular gathering at my house. So you'll find some more information on the Facebook group about that as well. So without further ado, these are the faux ribbon cards. And we're going to turn down and start working on those. And it's this easy now. This is one reason I persevered. So I will post the dimensions, and I can put them here as well as we're talking. Here's the dimensions for this. It covers up a bit there. I will try to work in the top space so you can see. I have them laid out just to show you. There is a base, and you kind of want a neutral base. So the base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And this is a neutral white. I did, if you notice, I'm not sure you can see, I did go ahead. I wanted a little bit of embossing on mine. So I embossed it ahead of time, so I wouldn't have to do that while we're working. And then you'll also need a piece that matches that in your neutral cardstock. This is 2 by 5.5. And then you'll have 2 pieces, different cardstock. If you've got, should coordinate with your DSP that you're going to use. This is a great card for if you want to use up some of your paper products if you've got a lot of strips of DSP. Who's always got little strips hanging around? I know I do. I know Rebecca Feldner has been talking about using up her strips. Hi, Cindy. Welcome in. It's good to see you here tonight. I will see you tomorrow. I do plan on coming. But these two pieces, one is at 2.5 by 5.5, and one is at 2.25 by 5.5. And those layer, as you can tell, and then we create that'll layer on top. In addition to that, this is the part where we can use up some of our scraps. You have some scraps, Cindy? I'm sure you do. Well, if you have ones that are 1/2 inch, and they don't have to be this long, it just kind of is helpful. If you have 6 by 6 paper, you can use that too. But I did have some 12 by 12 paper with some scraps that I wanted to use up. This is the really pretty, oh gosh, this is that, it kind of came out during Christmas. We have it in our online store right now. I've got to find the name of that for you now. I should have prepped more. I was at the ballpark and not as prepped as I wanted to be. This is the Winter Meadow, it's called. And I'm going to use it for spring cards. How's that for being creative? But this is from the Winter Meadow DSP that you can still find online. It came out as an online exclusive and it's still there. So I've got these in 1/2 inch strips. These are, of course, 12 inches long. So that we will use. So I need to show you today the scoring and how to put that ribbon together, because that's the trick to this card. So let's move all this off. And we're going to be working with this. Now, I don't know if you have a score, because Stampin' Up! Does sell a scoreboard, a scoring board, and it's used primarily for scoring. If you've got one of those, that would work perfect for this, because we're going to do multiple scores. I don't have the official one, so I'm going to use our paper cutter to show you how to score on there. So you want to take this piece that was 2 by 5.5. You want to put it in here with the long side at the top, and you're going to score at every 1/2 inch. My lighting isn't as good here as I like, because bright lighting's not good on a face, but it's good when you're crafting, right? But you want to score every 1/2 inch. Remember, the light gray on here is your scoring. So you're just gonna, might be easier to move over on this side from 5. I went down from 5.5 to 5. Now I'm at 4.5. Go to 4. Just keep on going all the way down, half at a time. Just stepping it down. Sorry if that's loud, ladies. I'll try to be quieter. Troublemaker, aren't I? Anybody else get outside today? Boy, was it pretty. Going to make those flowers grow even more. I need to get out in my yard too, but it's much more fun to play and watch the boys of baseball. Don't know if you noticed, I have a new pair of earrings on. Got these from Tanya's niece. She's making earrings. And it's my favorite player. I've decided he's my favorite player on the team. Who has a favorite Reds player out there? I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours. Mine's not Ellie. Nope. All right, I'll tell. Mine's TJ Friedel. I just think he's an overall great player, and he's a good guy. And that's who my earrings are. All right, so I did them all. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see, because we're not going to fold this up. These lines, I don't know if you can see them. It's just a little not bright enough. But here we go. I've got all these 1/2 inch marks on here. Oh, you like India? India's good too. India was there today. India was batting. It was season ticket holder. It was a free event for us to go and watch them do a little inter team match. They played, I don't know, 4 or 5 innings maybe. We all sat around. They gave us a piece of La Rosa's pizza. But hey, I'll take it. So all your little marks are there. And we're not folding this. This is just to help you know where to put your strips. So that was what that exercise was all about. So now take this, and I know it's going to be hard for you to see, and you'll want to have a pencil. And you're going to draw an imaginary line from the middle of one of these. Well, it's not imaginary, you get a pencil, but from the middle, because these are half-inch segments. So the middle of this top half-inch segment to the middle of this other side segment. So let me do that and I'll show you. And that is going to be your line for putting your glue. And I would do them one at a time just to make sure. And it doesn't matter. And you're covering that up. So, I mean, you don't have to draw. I'm kind of drawing it so you can see it. You can if you want to help you remember where it's supposed to go. I'm going to use liquid glue. That's what I recommend for this. So then you just take your glue and you bring it along that line. You want your glue and your scissors handy, girls. And then I maybe have too much glue. So you're going to cover you're going to cover the half-inch end on the top and then the second half-inch end down here. It sounds complicated, but once you see it, of course, it's always trickier doing it live. But if you can line it up so it covers, so it's covering that line, and it's covering the end of the top half-inch segment and then the end of this second block down. And we're just going to keep going down like that. And you want to overlay the end so that it lays right. So when that will glue down and hold, and you're going to want to snip, get your snips out. And then snip, okay. And then you're going to keep going down the line. And then I'm going to draw my line so I don't get messed up because I'm talking. But this is the middle of this one, and then down here is the middle of this one, right? So you need to take your line down to there, your glue line. So then I'll put that down to there. Just going to keep going down the thing. I usually don't do the work in front of you, but this will make up for me talking to myself in the beginning of the video. I don't know if you saw that I posted. I was trying to figure out what to do for the next, this challenge, and I was working with watercolor, but I wasn't sure if everyone had watercolor paper. How many of you out there have watercolor paper to play with? Because I really had a simple watercolor technique, but I figured by the time I got all of you a piece of watercolor paper, it would take too long. So then I backtracked and found another example of a card to make. I've never made this one before. So I hope you like these card challenges as much as I do. They really get me motivated. They help me get another half-created project laying around my house for me to finish. But yeah, I'm really surprised I'm able to do this by StreamYard. I don't know if any of you try to do things online with video and all that, but I did this unsuccessfully last time with no audio, which was a bummer. And I was just going to punt and do it on Facebook Live today because I had heard that it wasn't working. And then someone said that Facebook Live wasn't working. So I checked and I think my Facebook Live was working. And I punted and came back and thought, but I really like doing the captions on this StreamYard. So I thought I'd give it a go. See how that's coming along? So you just got to keep going. The thing is, when you get to the bottom, it's a little tricky. So that's why I usually don't show. I always think these demonstrators are showing and it takes so long. But sometimes you need to see it all So you know what to do. And once you do this side, the next paper that you lay down is much easier because it's the reverse and it fits right in. So you don't even need to worry about where your line is or anything. My goodness, too, Easter is coming up, right? Are we ready for Easter? This month seems to have everything jam-packed in it. And I must confess, it's not always a month I look forward to. It's a long month. It's a strange weather month. It's the month, actually today's the day that my mom passed back in 2003. So I always do think of that this month as well. And that's Laura's Stamping Legacy Studio, because my mom was using Stampin' Up! Products. And I inherited the products that she had. She had some pigments and some stamps and, some markers. And I have a box with her cards that she had created. I didn't know about Stampin' Up! I didn't know she was using these. So, but that's all part of March for me. So I don't think I'm ready for Easter. I've made some cards, obviously. But being empty nested, I'm not bringing a lot of candy in the house. I'm not sure if you saw, I did post asking people what their favorite Easter candy was. I do like getting one of those big chocolate eggs, like that one of the local candy places will make. We haven't gotten a big one in a long time. I usually get the papas, the ones from Covington, the little ones. I've got some of those in the house. So now we're down to the bottom, and this little piece isn't going to cut it. So you need to get your next piece out. I don't think there's any comments coming in. I'm keeping an eye on it. Hopefully you're busy with things. So what you want to do down here is we're not going to draw anything. You're down in this last half block. See it? I can get where the camera is here. Yeah, there's that last bottom half inch there. And so what you want to do is put your glue as if you were laying it like we've been laying it, from the 1/2 inch down to the middle of the other one. So bring a little bit of glue all the way, hugging the bottom. And then you've got some up to the top there. So you want to lay this one, so you can see the glue on there at the bottom. There's a bunch of sticky, icky glue. But the most is on this end over here. So I'm going to put it, and you want to go off the paper. So you're doing a diagonal off the bottom as if you're going from that half down here. So it should actually almost be off the bottom over there. And you can see the line here when you do that. So you're trying to recreate the pattern without somewhere to go to. So that'll take a little bit more to dry. Sweet tart jelly beans. We love all funky flavored jelly beans, but not regular. Oh, the sweet tart jelly beans. I saw some of those at the store. I almost grabbed them. I think they had some at Dollar Tree, Tanya. Those are good. Hi, Terry. Welcome in. No apologies, ladies. You've been through the ringer this last week. I hope everything's working out as best it can for you all. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. It'll be a day. Slow motion day. All right, so I was clipping that while I was talking. Sorry, I was off camera. How dare I? All right. So that's how you do the bottom edge, which I wanted you to see that. So, and then as you're going here, I think I'm about to lose my little ear pod. There it goes. This guy won't work, of course. Well, he work. How about that? Nope, he's not quite. He's almost big enough. I could fudge him and let him be in there. Sometimes it works out. Nope, it's not. You need to not use that. You need to use a regular long piece. And we start over at the top. And you don't start there. You start here. And you bring it on down. And it may feel like it's not fitting in there, but it does fit in there. So, and like I said, this is a lot easier when you're doing this one because just watch your glue. I like to start my glue in the middle and then I'll draw it out to the edges. This is a one I have that's pretty full, so I need to be careful. So this is much easier now. You can almost feel it click in place. Just, yeah, be mindful of cutting your 1/2 inches about the same. Kool-Aid jelly beans. I have never heard of Kool-Aid jelly beans. Was that from a specialty shop or did you find those in a regular shop? Kool-Aid. Well, that takes me back. I did Kool-Aid with my kids, but I was a Kool-Aid kid. Feel free to share our video. So you just keep working it down, girls. I should be talking to you about the new products coming and the new changes. We haven't talked about that. Demonstrator pre-order starts next month, which is exciting. The new products coming, the new colors coming. Can't wait to show you what things there are. I don't think I've talked about this a whole lot, but there are some price increases coming. There are certain products that if you're low on, you should get them before May. The new catalog for all the customers starts in May, so that's when prices will increase for customers. Not everything, and everything's gone up, but if you need basic white paper, get it before May 1st. That's all I'm going to say. We can talk privately about the particulars. There's a few other things too, envelopes. Just if you're some stock items, and that's always a good idea. We also need to talk about the items that are going away in the catalog, what stamps and dies you might like. I do like they seem to be carrying a few more over now. They're moving them into the online area. But a lot of mine have been around for quite some time, since the last catalog or the last minis, and we're put into the main one. So I'll be getting a lot of fresh things to work with, and you'll get to see those. All right. Let's keep them going. I should have lined that up better. There was no reason for me to have to clip that, girls. I'm not sure if I'll be putting this together or not. Probably. It's been a while since I put one together in front of you. I thought this was a lovely paper. When you pick your papers for these, you want to make sure you have something, I don't know, surprise me. I always like to see what you guys come up with, but I think this project lends itself to something that has an overall pattern that can go any which way. But you may have an idea that's going to break my concept of that. So, and that's okay. That's quite all right. Seems like there should be things I'm sharing with you, but that's all right. And I ran out quicker on this one, but there's plenty here. Plenty more designer series paper where that came from. What? Us run out of paper? That didn't make any of us laugh. Oh my goodness. It would take something to run out of paper in a crafter's house. Okay, and see, that's how it looks like the ribbon. So it looks like you're turning over. This is the lovely colors. I do not like Moody Mauve, but this is Moody Mauve, the little bitty berries in this. And then we've got Pretty Peacock. There's Shaded Spruce. There's Lost Lagoon. Quite a few interesting colors in this sheet of paper. This is why I like doing challenge cards for you people out there in Cyberland. It pushes me to use things that I may or may not use and experiment with colors with what I have on hand. Okay, we have one more to finish, and that's that top bit. We'll do it just like we did the bottom. It doesn't really take that long. It's kind of like a busy work card. It's not a complicated card. The directions, the instructions aren't too difficult. Measurements are easy. Just watch yourself when you score. Make sure. Sometimes I put a piece of tape on my cutting blade. Raise your hand if you've done cutting instead of scoring. I know I have. I'm not sure if that's in the right spot. Yep. That works just fine. So there's the last little bit. And it's really easy to trim these if you just let your scissor run along that thicker cardstock. So there's that piece all finished. Get my little trash can in here. Then you quickly bring in your other bits. This comes together so fast, girls. This is the base. And I ran through the folder. I showed you this one that I made, I think, in a picture. But I wanted to try to use a different folder. For this one, I used the folder that was that stucco, which is going away. A lot of the folders are going away. So I used this one, which is the painted texture, which I've used that a lot. It works for everything. And it does look very nice and elegant. But I thought I wanted to use something more rustic. So this is it's a hybrid embossing folder because it has the dies inside of it. This is the 3 tree rings. And this is being retired as well. And that one's a sad one to retire. And that's also, this will be retiring, the Ringed with Nature. That denotes that it was a newer set. But this is being retired as well. And I love this one. And this is that hybrid. And I want to play with this like we've played with the others to run the brayer over it and use that. But I haven't yet. So I ran the folder through just to get this edge done. Because for this one, I've created my embellishment and sentiment with one of those die cut tree rings. That's you can see the textures. Yeah, a little bit. And I wanted the same texture on the card. So just get your pieces. We're going to layer this. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be over before we know it. Get your paper out of there. I did not do the insides on any of these. Like I said, it was a busy day. Lots going on this week. It's all good. I do use Tombow glue a lot, the white glue. I just tend to like it. It's a little repositionable. It's a little forgiving. I know everyone has their favorites, but let's get that on. This will be somewhat thick, you'll notice. Remember, if something's not lined up the way you want, you have the ultimate power. You have the scissors. So you can just clip along. Get that little piece. Look at that. Or just let it go and not be so particular, right, Laura? I hear someone speaking in my head. And then put a little glue on the back of the white one. Okay. Sorry, I'm out of the shot there, girls. Here we are. And you get your ribbon on. So I've got a few more of these laid out behind me that I got to make. I will tell you that if this needs to be trimmed, it's a lot harder. So try to line this one up because there's a lot of thickness in that. And then you're really going to need, there goes my, my ear pod. I don't think they've designed any of those to stay in correctly. Yeah, there's a funny setup with this. I'm running it from my iPad, which is not ideal. So you have to plug headphones into the iPad and run it to the other corner of the room almost and turn off the mic. And then you have to have a different source. The last time I tried to do this, I had my mic off on the phone, there was no mic on, so that's why no one could hear me. So you're just going to glue that down. Sorry for the wiggles. You're gluing down. You're ending up with 4 pieces of cardstock in that one spot. Actually, probably 5 by the time you put the DSP on there. So you might want to run it on the back. And then if you create, you have to get your element that you want. Excuse me. I swallowed a leaf. And this is where I looked at the paper and I thought, my goodness, that looks just like, it wasn't designed to go with this, but it looks just like the stamp that was in here. These little, they almost look like rose hips, but I don't think they are. And I'll show you, they match both the papers, but so that's the red there. So I did some stamping off to do these and fussy cut. And the sentiments are actually from, I talk about paper pumpkins a lot, but I tell you, I find a lot of my sentiments. I have an index of all my paper pumpkins, and this was last March's paper pumpkin kit. And I remember it had Easter and Mother's Day in it, and that nice big word happy there. We need more happy. Hi, Renee. Welcome in. I'm sorry I was busy and didn't see you join. I'm glad you found us. So then all you got to do is get your sentiment and some dimensionals and pop it up. And I'll show you these 3 cards, and then we'll turn it up and we'll be all done. So this is the next challenge card. The challenge will run today until, what was the date? Till the 7th. So you need to create one of these cards, not the exact card, but use your papers and stuff and follow the Faux Technique design and create your version of the Faux Technique ribbon card. Take a picture of it and share it in our group. If you're not in our group, you can follow on the page and find the group. And then I'll pull a winner. We'll just pull a winner from all those that complete it. It's not the best card that wins. It's just that you've tried to complete the card. And there's a little prize. And then everyone who does try and does complete the card gets a little mini product share to say thank you. So here's one of the cards. Give you a close-up look at that one. They really come out pretty, I think. And then I think where did the other one go? So then I had Happy Easter. Here's another Happy Easter. This used a retired punch. And then this one used another set of paper from that same Winter Meadows online paper that we have right now. And I just switched up the colors to be 2 different blues. And this Misty Moonlight one stamped off kind of looks like a green almost. And these look like little blueberries then. This embellishment is a current one, I believe. I used that one. Oh, here it is. Those are, I think they're foiled gems. They don't put the colors on here, so I always write the colors of the gems on the pack. I don't know if you noticed that, but they quit. Sorry for the fuss. They are called foiled accent gems, I thought. It won't come out. Tinsel gems foil pack. And that's like double entendre, but they're really kind of neat. They have a little foil on top. And this is that blueberry bushel that came back as a color. So there's the 3 cards. I almost said let's turn up, but I don't need to because we're doing StreamYard. I love this because I can see your comments much better. Oh, good. You went to see Jackie Weibel. Oh, she's my upline's upline, so I know her quite well. Yep. Oh, yeah, she's a good friend and in the pipeline with all of us here that work with Stamping Up. So she does quite a lot of stuff with the I think that is it the Kenton County Library System because she lives down in Independence ways. So, well, it's good to hear news from her. Thank you, Renee, for sharing that. Let me get back over here like this. So much easier. So, what do you think? Did you like that card? So, if you're accepting the challenge, you've got until April 7th, the day before Eclipse Day, and then I'll pull a winner Eclipse evening, I guess, on that. And to backtrack real quick, oh, thank you, Tanya. To backtrack to what I said earlier, those of you in the host code, that's going to run until the 27th. And then I hope to pull the winner from that the evening of the 28th, which is opening day. Let's go Reds, right? So thank you for hanging in there. I know this was a little bit of a long one. Maybe I can figure out how to edit the top few minutes off, but if there's any questions about the card, let me know. Let's see, did I have any other banners to share? There's the challenge ending. See, I made all these cute things. And as always, thank you for supporting me. And everyone have a great night. Take care of yourself out there. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.